The government has decided that Chinese nationals do not require visas to come to St. Lucia. They actually, from the document I saw and I read, and the Prime Minister and member from Microsoft can always stand and contest the validity of those documents, as has done in the past in this honorable chamber. There were actually no conditions set for the entry of Chinese to St. Lucia. The document said that Cabinet took into consideration the geostrategic, geopolitical, economic, and national security interests of St. Lucia before deciding to allow almost 2 billion people carte blanche right to enter St. Lucia. Almost, I mean, you can take away a couple million, 100 millions, but it's almost 2 billion persons. And we need to ask the question, why? What is the imperative? What is the raison d'etre for this government to decide that there will be absolutely no restrictions on Chinese to enter St. Lucia? What is motivating it? One could have understood if the government said Chinese come in on business or for touristic reasons, have 1 week. You get a tourist visa on arrival, you pay 25 US and you get a tourist visa. And you can allow you to stay for a week or for 10 days. It does not say that. It says they can come to St. Lucia with no visa, whether to stay or to visit, whatever. There are absolutely no limitations. What is the motivation for it? But we also need to ask the question. We do not have diplomatic relations with mainland China. And you want to ask the question, is this an exemption only for Chinese on Taiwan? Or is it for any Chinese? The document does not clarify that. Is it for nationals of Taiwan? Or is it for nationals of mainland China? It says Chinese. And we need explanations, because these are the questions that have been asked. And if we're going to discuss immigration today, maybe we should get a statement from the government as to the thinking behind it. Because, Mr. Speaker, from my own knowledge, from international politics, from diplomacy, countries usually engage in a discussion to put in place visa exemption agreements. You have bilateral arrangements with a country, bilateral relations with a country, you negotiate visa exemption arrangements, and there's a bilateral, there's a reciprocal understanding. I exempt your nationals, you exempt my nationals. But we don't have diplomatic relations with mainland China. And I need to ask the question, are we also exempt from having visas to go to mainland China? Are we exempt? Can St. Lucians board a plane and go to mainland China? Because we have announced that Chinese no longer require visas to come to St. Lucia. And I'm saying, I'm prepared to listen to the government giving an explanation. I'm prepared to listen to the government justifying why such a decision was taken. Because I believe all St. Lucians are reflecting on the necessity for such a decision. And all St. Lucians are trying to understand what is the rationale behind it. And I think, Mr. Speaker, St. Lucians expect us in this honorable house to ask the questions that I'm asking. So before the debate ends, Mr. Speaker, I would really appreciate if the member from Mico South can explain to St. Lucians the rationale, the thinking behind imposing visa restrictions on Venezuela, a longtime friend of St. Lucia, and offering all Chinese nationals all over the world the right to enter St. Lucia with no visas, absolutely no restrictions and no conditions imposed upon them.
How much is the number of people that are ultimately coming through? And is there any mechanism for a Chinese citizen to fly non-stop to St. Lucia? So in fact, many of the Chinese who are coming to St. Lucia, some of them, most of them, all of them, have to either go through Europe or have to go through the United States of America or through Canada in order to be able to get to St. Lucia. So from a security risk perspective, the security is reduced dramatically. The second thing is that they're here on vacation, like everybody else. Then I hear this interesting argument. Do we have a diplomatic relationship with China, and therefore, is it a prerequisite in order to be able to give them visa-free access to St. Lucia? Well, we have visa-free access for Canadians. Do St. Lucians get to go to Canada visa-free? We have a visa-free to the United States of America. The solutions get to go to America visa-free. We have been in discussions with construction companies from China.
Want to bring Chinese down, 70% Chinese workers in a free country. When you have, you saying as a government the unemployment rate is high. Get your local people in work. You give them 70% of Chinese. What's going on here?